Hi, I'm Natalie Berg, Global Research Director at Planet Retail, and joining me today is Hayley Tatum, Senior Vice President of People at Asda.
Hi.
So, hi, thank you very much for joining us. I guess to kick things off, the theme of the conference has been around disruption, and of course that can take the form of the discounters or the rise of omnichannel and click and collect. So it'd be really interesting to get your take on how the disruptors are impacting your business and what learnings there might be from them.
I think there's huge learning. We should never stop learning. The biggest thing to do, I think, is to follow customer behaviour. If you are consciously aware of where customers are heading, and as you said, discounters, online businesses are hugely important at the moment in the UK.
Yeah.
So understanding that and making sure that what you bring to the party is relevant, and watching, innovations. How might you learn from what's going on today and then leapfrog with something that's even more disruptive in the marketplace that will absolutely, truly delight your customer base.
Yeah, that's great. And I guess just going back to the customer, if we think about all the change that's happened over the past several years and the fact that habits that customers learned during the recession are now very much embedded, how is that impacting Asda's business?
Asda's always been positioned, hugely important for us is price, as you'll know.
Yeah.
So actually across the recession, people have become far more price savvy, and they've used, loads of different ways of checking prices remotely, tablets and mobile phones, etc. And that's become a clever way of being, regardless of your, what you possibly can afford or not afford. It's just seemed to be the right way to live and the right way to be.
Yeah.
And I think that responsibility about spending and being conscious about waste is a good thing, absolutely flows brilliantly into what Asda stands for. So for us, being conscious of how we communicate what we stand for, our pricing, and making that easily accessible and transparent for all customers is really what matters to us. I think a big part of our brand, as I said, is price and being consistent. We only run with a single price file. So online, offline, and regardless of size of store or location, it's one price that customers will see and pay. And I think in this omni-channel environment, trust and being transparent with customers really does matter, and that's what we stand for.
And I think that brings up a really good point, which is that I think there's still a lot of retailers out there today trying to define their brand, and if you consider the incredible amount of choice there is on the high street, I think it's more important than ever before that retailers have a very clear, very defined brand proposition. Asda is clearly about price. What advice would you give to retailers that are still trying to figure out what their brand stands for?
I think listen to customers and look in the way and what direction that they are facing and heading. We've heard a lot in this conference about millennials, so understanding that group, I would say, is definitely an important thing for businesses to do, and just see who's successful right now and why, and understand how that might fit with your particular brand and your DNA. Don't try and reinvent yourself to be something that you're not. Stay true to your values, but find ways that you can modernize and be relevant.
Yeah, that's great. And I guess one thing that really stuck out for me in your presentation was that you touched on the fact there's huge structural shifts in the market, but still large stores remain a very important part of Asda's business. We hear about the death of the hypermarket and consumers flocking to the discounters and going online, but big box is still very, very important for retailers like Asda. So I guess my question would be, how do you go about adapting that concept to make it relevant to today's shoppers that maybe want to buy online and collect in store?
You're right. Big box retailing, is a huge part of what Asda has always been, and I'm sure will continue to be. Our online growth is phenomenal, but lots of our customers enjoy click and collect, and that is really growing as well. So what we notice is customers like to browse online, particularly in clothing and homewares. They then like to come in and touch and feel and check the quality of products, rightly so, and then maybe make their purchases in a store. Often they may pay online and choose to click and collect, and what we notice then is customers then will browse in store, and we usually see incremental sales when they come in and collect those packages. So there's a huge role that our stores still play So showrooming, being a hub of community, a place where people go, the click and collect option, and many customers still enjoy their weekly or monthly shop. So, you know, we mustn't alienate those customers who still, that's part of their week or their month, and that tradition will continue.
So there's still very much a role for big stores.
Yeah, and you know, omni-channel retailing is omni-channel customers, so they are mixing in both.
Yeah.
So, you know, you do need the stores to showcase and to allow them to come in and browse in, as well as the online offer.
Yeah. That's great. Thank you very much, Hayley, for joining us.
No problem, thank you.